Welcome back. In this tutorial, we're going to design the dashboard. This dashboard comprises of all these sections. We're also going to design components wherever applicable. So let's head on to our design panel. So here, we're going to move in this to the left. Then we select our frame and select the screen size and name this as dashboard. Let's duplicate this one more time and update the name to dashboard content. Alright, so here we're going to update the height of this content frame to 1000. So let's move this to the left, then take this up like this. So now the content frame, let's go to our grid layout from our library. Then we'll add the 4-column count. Alright, so let's take a frame again of the same width with the content frame and the height to 350. Okay, so this frame will have the fill or plug for our global color. Now let's select another frame, and have a frame like this, 50 by 50. And give it a stroke and update the stroke width to 2 and make it outside. Now let's give a corner radius of 50 and then we can reduce this to 40. The dimension, reduce it to 40. Okay, that's fine. Then let's take it here and update the stroke color to height. Alright, so let's duplicate that again and reduce the dimension to 30. Okay, now we're going to take our text tool. This is going to be the user icon. Let's just write a random acronym. So if maybe the user initial name and that of the last name should represent the 2 letters. So then let's change the fill of these letters to white. So you take it and put it inside a smaller frame like this. Alright, so now let's take this frame and put it inside the bigger frame like this. Okay, let's align it to the center of the small frame. Okay, let me zoom in. So what you're going to do next is the background color of the smaller frame, let's update it to height. That is a few columns, sorry. Then we'll update the text back to our global color. So we should have something like this. We can group the two together, the bigger and the smaller frame, select them together, and you go to your layer panel and name it as user profile. Alright, we're done with that. The next thing we're going to do is to right click and go to our phosphor icon. Then we look for bell that will serve as the notification icon. So let's select this and bring it here. So we're going to update the color back to white. So select the bell and change this fill to white. So you can move it out from the frame and delete the main frame. So now let's take this bell, let's close this part and bring it here. Excuse me. Bring it here. So we're going to increase the height, the size. Hold down your shift key and drag. So then that's fine. Then one more thing again, this our inner frame, what is the dimension? 30 by 30, right? Let's take another frame and give it a stroke of 2 as well. Okay. Then let's give it a feel of, let's say, something not too dark. Feel of, we can choose gray for our design system. And the border radius, let's make it to 50 as well. Okay, so bring it here. Alright, that's the corner radius is a bit smaller. Let's see here. Okay, this is 30 by 30. Alright, let's make it 50 is 24. So let's make it 30 in dimension. Alright, this is perfect. Now we can scale this down a bit and take it inside the frame like this. Okay, so can select the bell and the circle together and make sure they are aligned to the center of the frame. So you can use the alignment tool to achieve that. Let me zoom in. Only the bell and the circle, you align it together. So align it to the center of the circle like this. So once you are done, you can zoom out. Let's select the two and group them. Now let's zoom out, select this and this, then we'll align them together to the center like this. Now select the circle of the bell and take it to almost to the edge of the, and this thing similarly to almost to the edge of the, and make sure the alignment is the same. Now you can group them together. Okay, and name this as icons. Alright, so we are done with this part. So the next thing, we're going to take a frame and draw a frame with the same width of the columns. So that should be 160. Then the height should be 50. And we're going to change the fill to this. Then we give it corner radius of 25. Alright, so let's take a text tool and write wallet balance. So remember, we are maintaining our Roboto as a text style. So we go to 16 regular for our design system. Alright, so then we take it and put it inside the frame. Now update color back to black. Alright, let's right click. Before we do that, let's double Let's copy this and keep it here. Copy this and keep it here as well. Then let's go back to the first frame and right click. Then we'll go to our plugins. We search for arrow. Now we'll look for this down arrow and add it. Then this arrow should be here. Okay. Select the two and align them to the center like this. So the spacing between the arrow and that of the balance, you can make it 3. Alright, that's fine. So now select the two, group them together. Then you can now align them to the center of the frame. And put them inside the frame. They're supposed to be inside the center of the frame. Alright, that's fine now. I'm still seeing like it's not balance. Okay, it is because of this. Let's go back. Select the balance and the icon and group them back to place. Now select the two and align them first. Good. Now you can now group them. Then after you group them, you can now, align them to the center of the frame. It is perfect now. So here we're going to change these to font wallets. Okay. Now after we change the font wallet, I would like to add one or two things. Let's update the text to 16 medium. I think we have it in our design system. Then also the text, let's change it back to our height color. Then the background fill of this to something like this. And this is fine. So let me turn off the column count so that we see how it will appear. Alright, this is fine. So what we're going to do more is let's select that and just give it a stroke of height. I think that is fine. So that's perfect. So here, wallet balance, we leave it and also change it to let's just change it to delivery. Okay, and also update the text to 16 medium from our design system and also align it to the center of the frame. Alright, that's okay. And after we turn on our grid, there's still one thing to modify here. This bell icon, let's zoom in and scale it down a bit and align it to the center of the frame. And let's update the column. Then this is better, right? Alright, so for consistent, select the bell again and make sure it's aligned to the center of the frame. Alright, that's okay. So let's proceed. The next thing we are going to do now is to take a text to, I think we have all this. Let's update the width back to 280. Then this is okay. Alright, so let's move on. Take a text and write here quick action and leave it to 16 medium as it is. So let's turn on our grid back and now you can see what we're doing and keep it somewhere around here. Alright, so the next thing we are going to do is to take a frame and draw a frame here. Make sure it's the same width with the first two columns. So that should be 160. Okay. So let's give it just a pointer radius of, let's say, 50, and change the fill to this gray. Let's turn on the grid and see how it will be. All right, that is perfect. So we take our text tool and write convert currency. Okay. So let's take this down like this, and so update the text back to, let's go to our design system, go to 14. Okay, we put it here inside the frame. All right, let's right click and go to plugins, first for icon, then we look for convert. We don't have that sort of conversion. We don't have that. All right, let's look for compare. This is not perfect. Let's try feather icons. See, can get it from there. Convert. We don't have. This particular icon I'm looking for in particular. Let's search for conversion. It's fine. Let's just search for currency so that we not waste time. So let's take this icon and just put it inside the frame here like this. And leave the color as it is. So we can shift here to make it sorry. Before that, we have to, let's zoom in so that we can see clearly. Select them together first and group them. Okay, so now you can take the main frame out, double click, take it out like this, and come and delete this frame. All right, so we are bringing it back. Now let's select a frame and hold down your shift key, draw another frame like this, and align it to the center of the frame. So this frame, let's make it 50 so that we'll have a circle. Okay, so we're going to now give it a fill of white like this, and let's select the icon and scale it down and put it to the center of the frame. All right, that's perfect. So we'll keep it where it is. Zooming out. So we're going to duplicate this text and write here convert currency, and the best rate. So you take it like this. Take it. So bring this down like this. So let's take it here and go and change it to a have 12. You don't have, so I just scale it down to, if you don't have layer, we're going to detach it and do it manually. We don't have, so let's just select one and detach it. Then we'll go and, remember we're using Roboto, so let's take it to 12. Then put it here, same alignment with this one. And now I don't like the way it is. Okay, let's go and look at exam with this alignment. Perfect now. So 12 go to light. Alright, so we can add this to our design system. Nice Robotron, the pixel light. Let's create a style. So now we take it down a bit. Select this and the icon and make sure you align them. Then you can group them. Select the text and give the spacing between them to 10. Okay. Alright, that's fine. So one more thing, we can update that again. The main frame, the spacing here is too big, so let's reduce the height to 120. I see. Let's make it 100. Alright, that's perfect. Okay, so here too, can now duplicate it and transfer it to the second section like this. So here we have we'll have this there. And here we're going to update the text. So book delivery. Okay, and come and change the alignment from here to something like this. Okay, so here we'll update the icon to delivery. So post for icon and look for delivery. Okay, so I just put this here and inside the frame. Can hold on your shift key and just scale it until it's perfect, right? So let's say send package with that pay. So alright, we'll leave that one as it is. Let's close here. So select the two as well and maintain the horizontal spacing to be vertical spacing to be 10. So you can align them to the left and group them together. So do the same thing to this. And also group them together. So keep it somewhere around here. Alright, let's duplicate this to this side like this. So here we're going to update it to, so here is going to be base supplier, then should be like this as well. Select the text frame and align it to the left. Okay, so here base supplier, all over the world. with the best rate. Okay, so here let's go and look for pay and see pay. Okay, we have seen card there. Card is not there. Alright, let's use this icon and put it inside the frame. So I'll take it and put it here. Then you can hold down your shift key and scale it down and make sure it's within the center of the frame. So you can come and click this frame and delete it. So here this frame is out of the main frame, so you have to make sure it's inside this circle frame. So slide down until it has 2 frames. Let's take it out first and make sure it's so select this one and delete it. Then take only the icon and put it inside the frame. Alright, so now we're going to duplicate this one more and keep it here. Then write the last one. So here we are going to update the text to send goods. Okay, so here send, going to update the text to send goes overseas the best rates. Okay, I think we are done. So to make it look proper, select these 2 frames and align them. Okay, and the vertical spacing to 15. Similarly, do the same thing to this, align them and the vertical spacing to 15. So group them together, select these 2 and also group them together. Now select this and also align them properly. Then you can now group them. So here we are going to rename this frame as services. Alright, so we are done with that. Let's zoom out a bit. So the next thing we're going to do is to just duplicate this and bring it down here and write recent transactions. Okay, transactions. So we're going to move it with respect to the frame and also duplicate that and write here view all. Okay, so we take this view all to the almost to the end of the frame like this. Alright, so make sure our text is not enter, is row bottom. So go to our design panel and change it to what we have there. So align them and that's fine. Then here it shouldn't be enter, should be able to 16 million. Okay, so now let's take a frame and have a frame here of the same height with the with the same width with the grid. That should be 350. Okay, and the height, let's make the height 60. Okay, so you can give it a temporary stroke so that you see what you are doing. Once you are done, remove the stroke. You want to make sure it's okay, good. So in this frame we're going to write some information that will show like random recent transactions. So we can start with let's say maybe someone has bought pounds, RMB, dollars, and all that. So just put it there as a random transaction. Okay. So we can start with let's take our text tool and write dollar purchase. Okay. So we're going to change this back to 14. From our design system, we have 14 regular. So make sure it's inside the frame like this. Okay. So let's duplicate that one more and put it under. Then we are going to update it. Let's put $sign. Okay. Let's there's gonna be, let's say, $1,000. Okay. So we're going to change this back to we have 12, created 12 recently, right? So put 12. Okay. Then space, you'll put this line there, and space, make sure it places within the frame. Excuse me. So you're going to write the dates randomly. I just put, let's say, 23rd November. Okay. 2024. Then we'll just put the time. Sorry, it's 45 a.m. Okay. So now let's bring this like this. What we're going to do one more time, select the text and detach it. So let's update to regular. I think this is 14, right? So update to regular. Now select the two texts within the frame and allow their spacing to 5. Give their spacing to 5. So you can now group them after that. So the next thing we're going to do is we take a frame. Okay, it's fine. We don't need to take a frame. Let's just write here transaction completed, right? So the status of the transaction completed. Then we can, convert the text to a frame. Shift A. Okay, and give the frame background fill of gray color. Give it a border radius of 20. Okay, and bring it and put it somewhere around here. So it should be 246 with respect to the X position. Alright, so now in this text we are going to select it and to make it 14 million from the design system. We shall have 14 million. This is it. Now we change the text color to gray from our global color. Alright, let's turn off the grid so that we see how it's gonna look like. Okay, that's not too sharp, so we're going to modify that. Alright, so I'm going to select this frame, then the background color, this white, then let's create another white. Alright, that's perfect. It's okay like this. So we're going to add this to our design. So let's say off-white and create the variable. Okay, so here similarly, this transaction history, the second text, let's reduce the opacity to 80. Okay, so that will have something like this, and that's better. So then the last thing we're going to do is this frame. Let's give it a border radius of 15. Okay, then we are going to give it a background color of, that's fine, F9, F8, F8. So let's also add this of height 2. So you create the variable. So can now select it and go and remove the temporary stroke that we added before. So this is it here. So we should have something like that. Now come back here and select this completed and align it to the center of the frame. Okay, so we are done with that. Here we're gonna come back, please, and update this delivery to delivery icon, this particular icon that is here. So we're going to delete this and go to our first icon and look for, let's search for goods and see. No, out of luggage. Alright, so I think this is okay. Can just put it there. Okay, and you scale it down and select only the icon and delete the, okay, fine. Okay, it was there. So let's delete the inner frame and delete it. So you take your icon back. So you can use any other icon that you know that best describe goods and align it at the center of the frame like that. Okay, so let's zoom out. Now to move faster, let's this frame again. There's one or two things to modify there. The height of it is 10. Let's change it to 8, and also here 8. So I think that is fine. Don't temper with this size, should remain 10. Just the height that we're going to change, which is 8, is fine. So now let's select the frame and duplicate it, duplicate it, duplicate it. All right, so we're just going to update the text, so you can do that so that will move faster. So I will say this dollar, let's change it to RMB. Okay, so here we change the balance the amount to be another figure, and this here, so 3000 RMB. Okay, then select the text and move it with respect to this. Okay, then you can also change the date and all that. So let's update this to AUT, change the time to A7 and all that. So, okay, so you do that for the remaining frame. I say mirror, so change this to million 400. Yeah, okay, and also align it to this, change the date to cover also the time to 4. So you do that across and make sure it looks so perfect. All right, so here let's put pounds. Okay, and also update that. So here we'll put 450 pounds. So okay, that's symbol for pounds. Can I get it from so it's fine if you can get it from the first icon, just put it. Otherwise you can use the text to just describe that. So put it like this. Okay, so I make sure the vertical spacing is not tempered. So be 5, right? We use 5. So click it to and maintain the vertical spacing to 5. Okay, so I think we have all this now, right? So let's zoom out. Now we're going to select all of them and give it vertical spacing to 30. Then we align them properly so that they'll be in the center with respect to the grid. Now you can group them together and name this as recent transactions from your frame. Okay, so we're done with that. So now let's retouch one thing or the other. Let's click these two and group them, and we name the group as transaction heading, right? So we'll select the transaction heading and this, also align them. Then the spacing between that and that should be 15. Okay, that's fine. Now we have this, and now here and here too, select it and also align them and change the vertical spacing to also 15. Okay, this is center respect of the frame, center respect of the frame, center with respect of the frame. Okay, so this will come here also. Make sure they are the same alignment to the left. Okay, now group them and make sure the center alignment is the same. Also this, let's do it like this, sorry, and group them and also align them to the center of the frame. Alright, we're done with this part. So we'll round up this lecture here. In the next lecture, we're going to design the dashboard icons and other things that are there. So one more thing here, we're going to design banner section here. Alright, so we are done with this. In the next lecture, we're going to design add the banner section and also include the dashboard icons here. Then we continue to design the component that's supposed to be there. See you in the next lecture.